Opening prayers. Oi dala dawar jibe dai nabar jibe gai tarba dan dam jen jen par bardo jibar se bodon je je zor se be ma nangwa dan nyambe sem jen dam je dewa dan den dongar dan dar Yalda lana meba yanda ba zobe janjo rambo je tobarza.
All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment.
Maje bada lenga yezonge walai gor de derene zonde nyemo zonda zamje bada lenga yezonge walai gor.
For that purpose, until I attain Buddhahood, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Until death, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. From today until this time tomorrow, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue.
Oi sanje nyingbo jeje par sanje naula jasanje chida sanje semba ye sola deje jasanje jeda manje deje sanjo done jebat sanjo semba loba lai dedarenye Nevada de Yendola Vendend Sanjay Sene Jejen de Yendana Lavala Ramba Yenda Lapaye.
I take refuge in the Buddhas until attaining the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. I take refuge in the Buddhas until attaining the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path.
Oi sanje chetan sojen chonam la sanje bade dane jasunje dage jinso jibe sananje dola pinse sanje dobar hyo.
Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings.
Ma nam kha dai nyam be sen jen tam je dewa dan deve jo da den ba jo je dong a je jo dan da wa jo je dong a me be dewa da men da wa jo je nyeren ja da nye dan da we Danyola ne barjo
May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Tenyen rogan toji zongdu zoru dale lonje dopa jenje dang pongkan jenjen tayen de maje dada zongwe ngobo jerze gong perje danzen shewa jinje long dang men tale yondai Jenga nesang dong da je je ben se lende ne lo men da jo perwe sang je do ba jen je lo.
An infinite array of worlds, each with 4 continents and the wealth of infinite oceans of realms. If I bring them all to mind and offer them without exception, please hold with compassion all the beings they contain. My body, enjoyments, and whatever I own, my aggregates, elements, and sense sources, my aspirations now and in times to come, as well as everything I grasp as mine. By offering them all, may I be blessed with the end of self-grasping. Completely liberated from the bonds of real and unreal, transcending the names and attributes of arising, cessation, and abiding, coming and going, affirmation and denial. The supreme mandala is the natural state. When I offer it, bless me to attain the state of Buddhahood.
Om Garande Wanda Rana Mandala Padita Sohai. Number 11.
Page 11.
Zemje Namje Samba Dang Loye Seda Jeda War Jejang Demo Deba Ye Jejang Kolo Gorda So.
Please turn the wheel of Dharma of the greater, lesser, and common vehicles according to the dispositions and mental capacities of sentient beings.
Garchen Rinpoche la Gyaltsen, Garchen Triptrul Rinpoche, Lamas, Good morning, everybody. First, please take a deep breath. Inhale fully. And exhale all your stress. Because now it's a time everybody to go, So there are a lot of things coming in the mind, preparations, So just bring all the mind into oneself. And all these are just, what you call, activities of the mind. And just relax. And then once more, please
Breathe in fully and breathe out. Inhale fully and exhale. Just relax the mind here in this moment and then cultivate from this state to attain complete enlightenment, to Buddhahood, for the benefit of all sentient beings. Then I will receive some of those precious Dharma teaching, the wisdom of the Buddha. So as yesterday, these few days, we have some discussions, sharing the ideas. So Buddha's wisdom is the wisdom of the understanding of the causality. The causality which describes Buddha, what are the cause of suffering and how to avoid them. What are the cause for peace and happiness? How we can engage into this to put in our life. So this is Buddha's teaching in a brief, First, Buddha said, don't harm others. Don't harm others, and with the basis of that, because if you harm others, it harms to yourself. The saying, which goes round, comes round. Then on the basis of that, then help others, benefit others. See? So that's the basic, the Buddha's teaching. Right from the beginning, when you start taking refuge, until to the ultimate, the highest teachings of the yogas, Vajrayana teachings. All these teachings are just explanations, understanding of the causality in the very different levels. These teachings are described that way because, as I mentioned, our mind is very complex. The mind is very sophisticated, so complex. This all modern technologies that we find is the product of the mind. So still there's no end. There will be more and more will come. You can expect that because you cannot stop thinking. When you think something, then always something comes in the mind. So when you meditate, then a lot of things will come in the mind. What you want to do, what you don't want to do. When you're chanting mantra, then a lot of mind comes in the mind. Say, I will get up from this, then I will cook this is food. Or I will do this. All the mind becomes very precise, planning when you do meditation, Sometimes people do, when they cannot think carefully or clearly, just let me sit, think some meditation. And you bring your mind on your cushion, then all these good ideas coming in the mind, Then you say, during my meditation, I got such great experience. These are not experience, it's just multiplying your mind, Then you ask, during my meditation, I have this experience, What about this? What about that, It's all kind of, the mental activities. So we should realize this, The mind is, there's You cannot stop your thinking, but you can relate your mind. You can understand your mind. You can handle your mind. A lot of things we cannot handle our mind. All different thoughts manifest. Then you cannot handle. You're frustrated. Then you're depressed, you know. So a lot of these things, they are. Anyhow, today, this morning, it is continuation from yesterday. Yesterday we have basic importance of the bodhicitta. We took the Bodhisattva's vow. It's so precious, you know. That's the highway towards the enlightenment. Before even achieve enlightenment, as we have discussions, I share some ideas. Not just we are praying, may everybody be happy, may everybody free from suffering, but you bring that loving kindness within in your heart. The love, the compassion. When you bring in your heart, you see, there is peace. It's called practical approach. This is what's called walk and talk. Have you heard of that? I think in the late 80s, early 90s, I think somewhere, Metu here, I was invited in Boulder. We have a center there at that time. And then I was talking from the Dharma teaching. And then after a few days, he said, walk your talk. I remember very precisely, you know. So I learned that, you know, that time I learned walk your talk. So this, you see, that's how you, when you say practice of love and compassion, you bring in your heart. Some people think you have to do something, you go out there. Of course, that's, if you can, that's good. But at least first you bring in your heart. So, Milarepa one day, you know, in the morning, sunrise, blue sky, then he sat on the boulder. He gazed to all the 10 directions, and then he totally, his mind was within in the loving kindness. He just embodied himself in that state. Gazing to all the sentient beings. And there was nothing but only peace. It's called non-referential peace, all-pervading. So when he was meditating that way, you know the famous story, the hunter, then he heard a dog barking from a distance. Then he said, oh, in this such a solitude place, isolated place, why this dog is barking? There could be a hunter is coming. So soon after that, a deer is running because the dog was chasing the deer. And the deer is running so fast. And from each fur, dropping the water, the sweating, full of fear. So as soon as the deer saw the Milarepa, the deer just directly rushed to Milarepa, because Milarepa's that loving kindness was totally dominated whole environment. So then Milarepa said to the deer, you have a lot of fear. The dog may catch any time. At the same time, you have a lot of hope to free from that dog. And you are running here. If you want to rest, sit here. I will give you the meditation practice. So Milarepa can communicate in deer's language because he attended the 10th bhumi. So deer was totally eased, relaxed, set, right side of Milarepa, taking refuge to Milarepa. Then soon after that, the dog was coming. The dog was just watching where the deer is, showing the tongue so long, because the dog was running also so fast. And then Milarepa said to the dog, you dog, you have such a great fear to lose this deer, and you have such hope to catch the dog. With fear and hope, you're wandering in the samsara. If you want to do meditation, come here, come towards. So the dog just felt so ease. His fears are just dissolved and set to the necks of Milarepa, So this is the power of the loving kindness. You don't have to go outside somewhere, but you practice where you are. Wherever, in your house, at your room, shrine room, anywhere, while you're cooking, while you're driving, see. So this is the power of the mind, the positive power of the mind. When the negative is there, anger, hatred, strong there, such a strong anger and hatred, you can feel. You can express from your face, from your body, and people around, they also feel that. They feel so uncomfortable. You see, it's the power of the mind. See, so that's why Buddha's teaching is not a religion, you see. It's the causality. Since our interest is peace and happiness, Buddha taught how to involve with that, how to engage. We do have love, compassion from the innate, as yesterday mentioned. Even insects, small bugs, even tigers, lepers, they have love and compassion to their family. This innate born, but that's how they survive. The family, they survive of their love. Their family survive because of their love and compassion. Even though it's very limited, but still, So Buddha's teaching is to expand that. How to disintegrate the cause of suffering. Minimize those step by step, change the habit, as yesterday mentioned, to deconstruct the cause of suffering and rebuild the cause for peace and happiness. day-to-day life. So that's why we should understand, we should know the Buddha's teaching is still relevant, in this 21st century. All the different types of rituals, all these things, maybe not so much relevant. People may not have much time to do those things. They are profound, they're precious, but don't have much time. But these things you can do anywhere, everywhere you are. So that's why Milarepa said, I meditate when I walk. I meditate when I eat. I meditate when I sleep. I wish everyone has this meditation, this method. Or he said, I'm meditating while I'm walking. I'm meditating while I'm eating. So this is wrong. We need this. It's for our honor, for the benefit of our own minds. So these teachings we should look what's more relevant for the larger people, not for some individuals, just for public, what's more feasible. How can we share these things? So then today we have here the concise instruction on the fivefold Mahamudra, the quintessence of the practices of Sutra and the Tantra, the fivefold path, the fivefold path of the Mahamudra. This is as I mentioned, it's the collection of the essence of all the sutras and tantras of Vajrayana. This was introduced by Pamutupa, the teacher of Jigten Sumgun. And then Jigten Sumgun, now he expanded this. All the teachings he taught to his disciple of this five path, because Pamutupa told Jigten Sumgun, until you become Buddha, these five paths are the indispensable for the enlightenment, for the Buddhahood. So we'll read this, and then this is writing of Jigten Sumgun. Okay, Jigten Sumgun wrote this. There's his writings here have few collections. Here I'm reading because he says also Tibetan here, Tibetan and English together. So you have the English translation. Okay. So here says, pay homage. Okay, maybe which is better. Homage to sublime Guru, his teacher Pamutupa, who taught this teaching. So he's paying homage to Pamutupa. So then his teaching is, in general, since the definite cause for attaining perfect Buddhahood in bodhicitta at all times and in all situations, make the following commitment of generating bodhicitta. See, so bodhicitta is the highway towards enlightenment, the single most important. Buddha, as yesterday mentioned, Buddha is the embodiment of the perfection of the practice of the bodhicitta. So bodhicitta is not outside somewhere, in the heaven or in somewhere. Bodhicitta is in the mind. The ultimate bodhicitta is your Buddha nature. So you should understand that. No. But as mentioned, that our Buddha nature is obscured by the adventitious obscuration. So we need to reveal that. We need to just delete the obscurations through the practice of bodhicitta. From the relative bodhicitta, practice of relative bodhicitta helps to support, to reveal the ultimate bodhicitta. There are obscurations, them is called obscurations of the karma, obscurations of the afflictions, and subtle obscuration for the knowledge, wisdom. When we have the obscurations of the karma, means we don't know what about karma. What's virtue, what's non-virtue. When you talk with other people, some who have no idea, say this is virtue, this is non-virtue, for them it doesn't make sense. So don't kill these insects, it is non-virtue. They will say, what it makes non-virtue? No. For them, it doesn't give any reason. It makes a non-virtue. No? So this is called obscurations of the karma. Legitimate obscurations of the karma cause. So for them, we do practice, avoid non-virtue, practice virtues. So very difficult. Then next, the second obscurations of the mental afflictions. All the different types of mental afflictions we have. Attachment, desire, anger, hatred, pride, jealousy. People think this is just normal. No. They have no idea to reduce those, to purify those. No. If you talk about to get rid of these things, it's like unprecedented. So what you're talking about? No. See, those who we know Dharma study practice, who recognize these mental afflictions, and they bring the suffering, and that you can purify them is such a precious. That kind of conditions that you have cannot buy from outside. You can go to so many places. Even those individuals who don't know, even they go to Bodhika, it doesn't make sense, See, so these obscurations need to be purified, step by step. Then you have such a great inspiration to do all the right things. Then you enjoy practicing Dharma. So that's, see, and so attaining perfect Buddhahood is bodhicitta. At all times and in all situations, make the following commitment of generating bodhicitta. So now how do that? So all sentient beings, my mother, as we have discussed about these things, who are as limitless as space, means the space has no limit. Likewise, sentient beings are countless. Will have happiness is practice of loving kindness. Be free from suffering is the practice of compassion. And attain the precious, unsurpassable, perfect enlightenment aspects of bodhicitta. Bodhicitta of the aspiration and action, bodhicitta. See, enlightenment. For that purpose, say, I will imply my body, speech, and mind in virtue until I become the Buddha. So it says, I imply my body, mind, speech. See, I will avoid all the cause of suffering, physically, verbally, mentally. And I will engage all the virtue, physically, verbally, mentally. See, so this you see, they bring not something outside there, bringing into you, in your mind, your whole mind is, the self, mind itself, within the constitution of the loving kindness, compassion, and wish to every sentient being to attain enlightenment. With that, physically not harming others, taking life, stealing, sexual misconducts. If the monks and nuns, celibate, and verbally not telling a lie, not harsh words, not divisive speech. See, avoid for this and just engage all the virtuous speech. Mentally free from attachment and desire, free from malicious thought, negative thoughts, anger, and free from attachment to ego, ignorance. And then love, compassion, and right view. See? See? So that is, you see now, you can see how much it brings peace to yourself. Anywhere if you're going to park, outside park, you are walking in the park, you sit on the seat there, you just reflect on this. See how much peace is there that other people don't know how much peace you have. So this is called a practical approach, the being relevant to the Dharma teachings, that daily, that in our life we can utilize. How precious this is, you see. So while you are hearing these teachings, contemplating these teachings, and then you see practicing the teaching at the same time together. So just meditate on this, practice this in your daily life. Says, I will imply my body, speech, and mind in virtue until I die. I will imply my body, speech, and mind in virtue from today until tomorrow. See, this means we practice every day, every moment. I think that's missing maybe until I die. So what this shows is this, we have this prayer in we are saying, we're saying, I imply my body, speech, mind in virtue until I achieve Buddhahood. That's our final goal, the ultimate goal. Then you say, I imply my body's mind in the virtue until I die, means that I have this precious human life. I will never waste it. I will use it for the Dharma. So Dharma practice, you see, is part of your life. Not something special, something separated. While you're working, while you're cooking, you see. So you don't have to seek something special session for the Dharma. Maybe for chanting, ritual, this maybe you need, but this kind of practice you see, anytime, anywhere you see. Then, until today, so tomorrow, until tomorrow is 24 hours, I will imply my body, speech, mind in virtue, means making the Dharma relevant in our daily life. Don't wait, because impermanence, when will it come, we never know. As yesterday we have discussed, Of course we know one day we'll die. But we say, sometimes, they used to say, right now, yes, I'm very interested in Dharma teachings. They're so wonderful, so good. But right now, I'm so busy. I have a job, I have a family. So then when I'm retired, then I will focus on the Dharma practice. When you're retired, then what you have? Your grandchildren. Because your children are going work. They say, come to the grandfather, grandma, please look after my child. So I say, you have no time. You will never get time. Not only that, when you are young, your mind is more fresh. You can visualize better. You understand that? Okay. You can memorize better. You can read more faster. When you get older, I can see when my eye become blurry, I cannot see nicely. Then I forget what I read. See? So, Dharma practice is always good when you're young. Then get used to that. Then when you got to use on this, then when you're older, you can enjoy the Dharma because you got the experience, Yeah. So this is the bodhicitta practice first. The bodhicitta is first most important. You start this. On the basis on here, I mentioned loving kindness, compassion. The details, as yesterday I explained. More details if you read Jewel Ornament of Liberation there, in the section of the loving kindness, compassion. So beautifully described, Kampupa. Not too much, but enough. Karma also, if you read Jewel Ornament of Liberation, the section of the karma, so beautifully described, very precise. Then, Meditate your own body as the Yedam deities. He is now here on the base of bodhicitta. Okay, your body, your mind, your speech, within these, as earlier mentioned in the bodhicitta practice. You just yourself, just being within in that bodhicitta. So this nothing but only virtue. That's called virtue because it brings the peace and happiness is there. So happiness is the flavor of the peace. Understand that? When your mind is very peaceful, then you feel happy, you feel light. You see, there's no special things, happiness, somewhere. When you could keep your mind peace, everything's okay, just fine, no problem. You feel so peaceful. And within that, you feel light and happy. So with that body, with this state of the mind, then you transform yourself into the deity. I mean, this body, what we have, transform into the deity, like Chenresi. Here it's mentioned somewhere also, deity, or if you don't have one, if you don't have any deity practice, then he said, meditate on my Yedam deity, the Lord of great compassion, means Chenresi. So Jitosungpun's, his own Yedam is Chenresi, because he enlightened by the practice of compassion. When he was in the retreat, he got the leprosy, and he was depressed. See, even those enlightened beings, they have those things. And then he has a statue of Chenresi, which was blessed by his guru many times. So he treated that as a live Chenresi. Then with that, when he saw the sentient beings are suffering in the war, he's in his mind, even if I die now, I have a method to free from samsara. But what about this all sentient beings of samsara? They are suffering so much. They have no protectors. They don't have teachers that I have got. So his compassion just rose in his mind. And then he was doing prostration to statue as if it's real Chenresi. And then his tears built with his eyes built with the tears. And with that practice, he practiced that. His whole being transformed into compassion, looking at the suffering of the sentient beings. Because that power, the sickness he has, totally vanished. It's like the sun free from the eclipse. And at that moment, all the obscurations that I was talking about totally dissolved into emptiness. And then he said, within a few days, I realized the interdependence, the outer interdependent, the inner interdependent, the secret interdependent, the ultimate interdependent, means he achieved the enlightenment, the wisdom of the Buddha. I revealed the treasures of the Vajrayana. Now I have no any gift, post and meditation and post-meditation. I'm all the time, in the equipoise of the meditation state. So now I think I am enlightened. So Chenrezig here, not connection that his main yidam is Chenrezig. Okay. Compassion. Or the venerable, the venerable Avalokiteshi was Chenrezig. Whichever is suitable, whatever is suitable for you, whatever yidam you have, same thing. They all are same. Sometimes you choose, oh, this is more effective than this. Do you do that? Oh, that's not so wise. Okay, you should understand. All yidams are enlightened beings. Once they're enlightened, there's no difference. Sometimes this is more powerful than that. In the Konchig mention, all the yidams, they have the same quality. Okay. So this yidam practice now, there you can study more, better. I mean, details, you see, how to arise, skull, Kirim, generation stage, how you generate yourself, you know more, from within emptiness. So first of all, just to, most of you maybe know, but few maybe don't know. When you practice Vajrayana, Tantra, there are Buddhist Tantra, non-Buddhist Tantra. People say, what's the difference? What's the difference of Buddhist Tantra? Buddhist Tantra practice, you say, first you have to have the renunciation of samsara. Okay? To free from samsara, we have to have the mind to free from samsara to achieve enlightenment. Even in all Buddhists, Theravada Buddhists, Mahayana Buddhists, Vajrayana Buddhists, it's common. It's called the four, these four thoughts, four foundations, the four ways to turning the mind. All the Buddhists we study, we practice this. Then in Mahayana, you practice bodhicitta. Okay. Then on above that bodhicitta, you study, practice emptiness. You have to understand emptiness. That's why in all our Vajrayana practice start with the Omo Shunyata Jana So Baba No Vaja Shunyata Yusil. Omo So Baba Shuta So Adama So Baba Shuta Ham. Is this idea of understanding of the emptiness. Everything, all the phenomena dissolve into emptiness. That's their nature. We're not making them empty, but their nature itself is nothing but empty. Promoting emptiness, then you see the lotus flowers, santis, montis, all this, then seed syllables, and then individual different deities manifest, you see. So that individual deity is inseparable of the appearance and emptiness. Nature of the bodhicitta. We should understand that. That's how we practice. Okay. Now within that, you being that yidam, particular individual yidam deities, then say that practice called completion stage. Completion stage with a sign. Completion stage without sign. Completion stage with the sign is chanting mantras, mantra rotatings, light going out, purifying all the samsara, sentient beings, outer realms, transform into pure land, and then after that, the outer realm dissolve into the sentient beings dissolve into you, and you dissolve into the heart, seed syllable, and that dissolve into emptiness, meditating there It's a completion stage without sign. It's all a mind training, practicing yourself. Okay? How mind is so powerful as mentioned. When some individuals who got used to this, meditating on this, and they become so expert and become so flexible, and realizing the emptiness and the appearance inseparable, can maintain the non-duality state, all this, then you see you are free from all the delusions. Like Milarepa, he could enter into the yak horn, and yak horn was not bigger, he was not smaller, but he fits the perfectly, spacious, because he was trained that way. That's the power of the mind. So scientists to understand distance a little hard, not so easy, See. Then look at your own, what's that? Lord of Great, yes. Then look at your own awareness, which is vividly aware and vividly clear. And when you look to your seeing, nothing at all is seen. Where's the Guru Yoga? That's missing. Guru Yoga is missing here. It's there, should be here. Do you find Guru? No find. Do you don't find Guru in your text? No?
Unless he means it, my deity.
In Tibetan, that's why Tibetan is, there's, you have in Tibetan. So, rangi lu yedam jilhar kom mena nge yedam jilha jo tuju chimbo juju jeresi onchu kaya rumashikdu kom lama tamba tukar kom. So missing that here, the precious Lama, the sublime Lama, you meditate at your heart. It's here. Have you found?
Just the first.
It's missing that. It's missing here. So it's so good. I brought this Tibetan here. Lama Tamba, Tukarakum. So then Guru Yoga. You bring your root Guru in the form of Vajradhara at your heart, inseparable of your mind and the Guru. Just meditate there. Develop devotion to there. Kom namchive tusuni chiurkom. Then when you going to die, when you're experiencing your death, then you develop Guru on your top of your crown, on your head, above your head. Namchive tusuni chiurkomba yinsom. Then rangi rikpa. So that's Guru Yoga. So we have a short, I wrote, I should bring that now. I put together Lord Jitendra Sungkun's short Guru Yoga, very concise. You visualize Jitendra Sungkun there, first in front of you, supplicate. Then you receive 4 empowerments step by step. Purify your body, your mind, your speech, your mind, and duality, all this purified. And then Jitendra Sungkun dissolve into you and yourself, totally inseparable of the Jigto Sungam. And then yourself dissolve into emptiness. First you see, when you do this practice, that Guru Yoga, now at time of death, you see, you just meditate, Jigto Sungam dissolve into you, and just relax there. So here it said, meditate on the crown of your head, but then Jigto Sungam dissolve into you, okay? To transform into you. Then Rangi, Rigpa, then here comes, here. Then look at this, after that, look at your own awareness, means your mind. Your mind, your awareness, same, no? What you aware, your mind. Your mind, neither one, nor two, nor many, is mentioned, is indescribable, but it plays that way. So we have to have a skill in meditation to understand that. Okay? Your own awareness, which is vividly aware and vividly clear. You see clearly, you see what's going on, what's happening. And that nature clear means nature of emptiness. No separation. What you see and that what you are seeing, that itself is emptiness. See? Clear. And when you look, not seeing anything at all, is seeing reality. When you look at it, somebody yesterday asked, can you tell me what is the nature of mind here? Okay. Very clear, very precise, but if you look at directly, there's nothing to see. When you have that, there's nothing to see, it's a scene. Okay? It's very profound, you see. Is at all is seeing reality. Therefore, rest in that state without mentally engaging anything, means without fabrication. Seeing nothing is seeing everything. And then look, don't just go around where, no. Just rest there without fabrication, as it is. Then dissolves all the delusions, all the mental fabrications. This all our attachment, desire, anger, hatred, pride, jealousy, no? Arrogance, this all a mental fabrication. And this all dissolve into that. And you rest that there. So he said here, no? If your mind is distracted by thoughts, no, noble, what's that? Noble, thoughts noble, or base, change your behavior by going for a walk, laying. It means when you cannot comprehend your thought coming one after another, instead of suppress, just first take a break as a beginner, practitioner. Maybe short walk, get a breeze outside, relax. and maintain that meditation. There's nothing to chase. Simply just look at it. And when you look at it, there's nothing to see. And just maintain that which is nothing to see. Just aware that. So all our mental thoughts, as mentioned, when you see that they are not exist independently, that is a seeing. And all the mental delusions will dissolve into that. They become powerless. Or sitting and continue to meditate, you see. Since this will become a virtuous activities that is uninterrupted, the essence of non-conceptualizations and the nature of the spontaneous presence sustain this without interruption, you see. You just get used to it step by step. No, you need a skill. No any expectation. There's nothing to expect. Simply just get used to this. Once you are familiarized on this practice, then you can see how much great peace you have when you're taking care of all these mental delusions. Because we are exhausted in the samsara, totally exhausted in the samsara by these all mental delusions. So this is the best place to rest your mind. One great teacher, those who are exhausted, the mental journey in the samsara, rest in this unelaborated state of the mind. Somanyama Ramata, the fresh mind, that's called the fresh mind, is always fresh all the time. But we have not understood it. We don't have wisdom to see that, the freshness and the total pervasive nature of the emptiness. And as it is, because we are in the dualistic state, so the duality mind cannot capture the non-duality. So understand that, okay? All in samsara we wandering, educated, uneducated, whatever, scholars, rich or poor, we are just wandering in the dualistic state. So non-duality means neither one nor two, nor between. No other than that, you see. This is what's called inexpressible. You only have to experience yourself. Just for example, the person who has not experienced the taste of honey, there's supposed to be like 10 people who has no experience of honey, what honey is taste. And there's some scholar about honey, comes there telling all those people, the honey tastes like this. He can describe all about the honey, how the honey is produced, how honey is, the taste looks like this, how good it is, so forth. That all people have no idea what honey tastes like. They feel it's something good, but have no idea. Now that person, the teacher, the scholar, gives them each, a spoonful honey. It's a test. Then they test. Oh, this is what he's talking about. Now you say, you can give to me what you feel. Oh, it's good, it's sweet, not that much. But still cannot explain what really sweet means, what sweet is. The person who have no idea about sweet, say, what is sweet? Can you tell me what is sweet in the word? What does it look like? Says it's sweet. Understand? That's called inexpressible. That's as mentioned here, the three training here, bodhicitta, etam deities, guru yoga practice, all this supports this. The bodhicitta's teachings includes all the sutra system, okay? And then Hitam deity practice Vajrayana. Okay. Then Guru Yoga is combination. Guru is important for both Sutra and Vajrayana. Without Guru, teacher, you cannot study Sutra, you cannot study Vajrayana. So Guru is important that way. And then this is what we are talking about, the Mahamudra. This is Mahamudra now. Mahamudra is the absolute view, realization, is both Sutra and Tantra. Okay. Laying down, saying. Since this will become a virtuous activity that is uninterrupted, the essence of the non-conceptualization and the nature of the spontaneous presence sustain this without interruption. So this you just have to continue practice. For the rest of the life, there's nothing to expect. Okay, just get used to it. Even there's 5 dogs, furious dog chasing you, still you don't forget this. Can you have that kind of experience? Difficult, isn't it? So you need that kind of powerful mindfulness. Okay. After creating the root of virtue, so now through this, we have created such great virtue, unimaginable, means merit and wisdom. We have accumulated such amount of great virtue and wisdom. This all, or after resting in meditative equipoise on the practice, from time to time, recall the root of virtue that you and all sentient beings have accumulated in the 3 times, past, present, future. Then dedicate the root of virtue that you and all other sentient beings have accumulated in the past, present, and future to the attainment of the precious, unsurpassable, and perfect Buddhahood of you and all other sentient beings. So occasionally you dedicate certain dedication, So these are 5 now. The bodhicitta, the yedam practice, the guru yoga, and the mahamudra, and dedication. It's very concise. but very powerful. Because it taught us not just from intellectual point of view, but taught us from the experiential way, how you can adopt to yourself, how you can practice by yourself. It is important to keep the precious one-day vows and to keep as many of the five, not day, sorry, lay, should be so one day, okay, yeah, one-day vows. So there's some practice we do, keep the vow 1 day or 24 hours. Or this calm, or keep the meaning of the 5 lay precept to upasika practice precept as possible. So here Jesus described this. We cannot disavow our precept. We cannot ignore the virtuous practice, giving the 5 precepts, giving the 10 precepts. There's a foundation to make a decent person, good person. Otherwise, so, when you practice Mahamudra or Dzogchen, in high, as I'm sure you have heard of, very high, say very high view. That's very high. As yesterday we described a little bit, In that view, there's no virtue, there's no non-virtue. It's all just play of the mind, nothing. You just free yourself. And then we got that kind of, say, instruction of the view, but we have not realized. And then our negative emotions just manifest. And then with view, say, there's nothing to give up, there's nothing to accept. You just become so wild. Then it becomes a cult member, okay? Understand, cult member? Oh, they used to have some cult member, a group of cult, and then it just disturbs whole environment. Then they'll go around and drink, and there's nothing to give up, Then that declines the Dharma. We need to present Dharma, good impression in the society, pure conduct, who keeps the pure morality. Even Milarepa said, Kambupa, should be clean, disciplined, less conceptual thoughts. Zangta Shinto Chawarcha, Toba Shinto Chuwarcha. When Kambupa was departing from Milarepa, good conduct. That's why Kambupa could gather hundreds and thousands of disciples because of pure conduct. Just looking at, as mentioned, when Buddha has that Pavatadu who met Shariputra, where he's walking, it's impresses by all people, wearing good clothes, clean, behaving well, and people admire. Say, Buddhists are not bad. So far up until now, I think Buddhists has been very good, in the world. There has been a lot of terrorists, And Buddhists say, if you're Buddhist, okay, people think you're decent people. Good person. Not so crazy, When you wear the robes, you wear the robe nicely, you walk, people respect you. And as a lay people also, people respect the Buddhists, So it's because of the Buddhist teaching. Right from the beginning to the end, Buddha's teaching is nothing but peace. So don't harm others. The moment you take refuge, Tsawameba, non-violence. From there, you see, you are taught how to be non-violence, how to achieve peace in your mind. Then there you because it's all the mental dissimulation factors, afflictive emotions, it's all are nothing but their violence, desire, attachment, anger, hatred, pride, jealousy, it's all because they harm you. They tax your peace of the mind. They make you restless. So Buddha's teaching is how to get rid of this violence mind. Then when you achieve Dhammakaya, you see, Dhammakaya is total peace. Absolute peace. That's why Jiddu Sung's here recommending Dhamma practitioners, at least you keep some of the 5 precepts here, Possible, as possible. The Bhagavan said, Bhagavan is Buddha, said, if you do not keep even 1 precept, you are not a member of my following. The Buddha said that, So Buddha said, if you don't keep 1 precept, you can't say it's my follower. So in the Buddha's core assembly or surrounding, there are 4. Upasaka, Upasika, Khenchen Pama, and Bhikshu and Bhikkhuni. So Bhikshu and Bhikkhunis are the ordained. Okay. The Sharamaneras are included within that. And Upasaka and Upasikas are lay people. So there's these 4 are the Buddha's followers. So see here says this Buddhism is quoting and bring the quotation from Buddha. Therefore, understanding that all your actions are meaningless if you are not a member of the teachers. Here teacher means Buddha, following strive in disciplined conduct. So if you don't have any of this precept, then your practicing is meaningless, So you take this 5 precept, even 1 precept, say I will never harm sentient beings. 2 precept or 3 precept, then just start from there. 5 precept. So precious. 다 된대 진짜 말을 그래도 그래도 왜 주소 가서래 아 러시아야 do you have any questions? Do so the way. Yeah.
As far as in Mahavajra, as you were describing, Guru Yoga comes after Deity Yoga or before Deity Yoga?
Dream Yoga.
No, Guru Yoga after Deity Yoga or before?
After Deity Yoga. First Bodhicitta, second Deity Yoga, third Guru Yoga, fourth Mahamudra, and the fifth is dedication practice. This all can come into even 1 second. Okay? Lamas says, singing the teacher was just on the beat kill out. Wishing or that did not do that. Should I imagine? Oh, yes.
Ingurta Mandi Shijing Opo Chedawa Khenchen Konchog Gyaltsen Garchen Rinpoche Chansalo Shen Chobra Joba Ngot Tane Chikito Shagje Danla Shagje Jarboncho Pakbe Yut Nagan Zonashi Kari Truto Gombun Gombe Ningbo Demba Sela Tukchi Jen Xie Zomba Dara Dunzi Ba Khenchen Konchog Gyaltsen Rinpoche Chone Tampo Shungjen Kala Tope Tajaji Pardo Sambe Tenla Pap Tampa Bombe Yamsulane Trumta Janson Na Jen Tsubran Zede Temba Rinpoche Cho Machaba Chabjan Orchurbe Sachotere Ninjachim Pende Terde Sebarchibar Sho Xie Zombara Nye Che Shongda Damga Mambo Inky to Jurju Tenla Papa So Nane Nobchoso Jarten Nimadar Zeve Janai Tambo Shavran Zebatang Ningmanga Dobe Tembe Marsham Jitun de la Neden Chembon Papa Nyevan Kortan Namyan Mibar Gejon Jume Turjuje Garchen Rinpoche Chetan Chetan Dragon Kajube Damba Rinpoche Garden Sungda Manchipate Pavo Cancer Lendran Tumara Shabji Chabaso Ngoshu Juzom Jigone Jigten Som Jungombo Tola Nabe Tabo Kaju Jitrumda Chemo Tamcho Gompa Jigbe Damba Kanjam Yojik to Taran Zipatam Chedado Chabjen Garchen Rinpoche Cho Chami Nobcho Lungbara Chebjur Thoma Jankap Tunjur Jachen Nan Zebada So Chetan Chedake Gadin Samlen Debatan Tinkap Derya Chabjen Garchen Rinpoche Cho Gombo Tsenda Yebe Ngovan Tso Ye Sorbe Denyo Ken Tsokonte Pebjo Nane Dorje Lobon the Gadi Chevra Nama Mazi Sabje Chujin Kolo Kolom Nam Jarvez Zepo Chuji to Chinja Laban Zibaso Gudi Chashe Zam Sobe Chito Khenchen Rinpoche Cho Gongzhan Jeshun Korwe Chadon to Garan Zinchon Lenso Ne Mende Dendu Agonga Tontan Kum Minjoran Papa Tsenda Yebe Ngobor Chesin Korwa Matong Beparto Shozu Surve Chito Gombo Tsenda Yebe Guje Song Sabsan Nismi Be Yila Chukchu Yanjin Kacham Rover Tambe Chuje Kolo Jum Michiba Korshin Shobi Chito Tsendo Ligwam To Rikton Kunde Yoncham Nimi
Tanyam Chembo Jenna Chuji Ni Lonte, Sungzi Dujile Jarte, Chemi Nyungmengane, Rimin Jola Tukji, Jugba Jumichipara, Shobi Chito, Namjan Chotem, Yontem Miziba Janjin Kolo, Yijin Nurbo Bochitabo, Kolwa Matonke Parto, Duje Reva Zobar Komichito, Trashi Zeji, Chilen Joban Dube, Shiji Wanda So, Duje Kamtan, Wambo, Sambe Chetashi, Jugba Jumichipar Shobi Chito, Trashi Tarji Che, Pubin Tu, Joba Gunje Pende Malubin Jungne, Yarba Sharja Singi Londo Tope Temba Rinpoche, Deni Chok Gundo Tarashin Jela, Yu Rengdo Nebatan, Tenzi Jiwa, Kanda Sushoba, Namji Kutse, Yundu Dene, Toji Shedon Tada, Bimin Lunjin Robatan, Jiktenjin Kamnam, Nemo Chukzu So, Kenge Tujuguban Tada Shene, Dechi Zogden Jebela, Lonjobe Tumi Jamjo Shovalaso.
Today we are our international community want to offer Mandala, people Khenchen's kindness. Okay?
Tu jen jove don de Jesus, shene jen love de zo. Boy jo jen me don, re ravel ne jen de jen bande, sanje jen la me de buvaye, dogo nam da jen de jo jo. Chanzara wadan juje shabai Yezu yerai gurajen zorwai Gewai junze dage jezaba Jezu be janjo jengo.
Yongman Tibe Norje Barsoi Samdan Guambe Rare Nyate Do Gyaltsen Triptrul Rinpoche Jinze Khenchen Konchog Gyaltsen Hyabden Sor Lama Gurkhan Sanglai Sorwan Yoda Gajeren War Sorwan Tele Darhen Jebar Sorwan Lama Dan Darba Meba Sinje Loi Timbe Bajo Lame Shabed Tenzen Jewu Saden Yonla Timbe Jem Dang Adan Yorbat Timba Yoring Nebe Daye Yoy Gaje Lama Josam Yeda Kando Jejon Dinte Sen Lat Nagan Zenan Yeberen Lok Jese Gune Taryen Gebat Memte Neben Sewa Ganda Yang Sheyen Daye Delein Pasar Gomba Nanda Gadan Tembai Manolam Dong Gewa Jenda Basabjong Gombo Dewa Renjen Jedemba Darje Yare Nejorje Shivso Kunse Khenchen Chuje Tende Nela Wandon Degom Renjen Paje Demba Sinteva Yedra Te Song Gombe Zenjorje.
Now take break.
First, I just want to say, on behalf of the Garchen Institute, Khenchen Konchog Gyaltsen, thank you so much for your really inspiring and profound teachings. We all benefited immensely, and we hope that you will come again and teach longer. Thank you. In the